In today's video, we have a lot of things to talk about. First, I'm gonna talk about how the virus situation has evolved this past week, what the Fed is doing to help the economy, why the market comeback actually happened, explain the oil price war, next week earnings report, unemployment rates, and also the stimulus check. Hello guys, welcome to another financial news video. I'm Adriana Gorrin and welcome to my channel. As always, if you find a lot of value in my videos or you're just new to my channel, go and subscribe, smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, and follow me on my Instagram. First and most important thing, the virus situation. As the virus continues spreading, now every US state is under major disaster declaration. There have been 530,000 cases confirmed only here in the US. We went from numbers finally slowing down last week to start increasing again, and in my opinion, that is the biggest problem with this situation, that creates a big uncertainty of how everything is really evolving and makes it impossible to know when this will be over, and that is what will affect the economy the most, the uncertainty. For example, Trump first expected to reopen the economy today on April 12th, remember? Then he changed it to April 30th. And as of April 10th, he said that he's not going to reopen the economy until he knows the country is going to be fine and healthy. This pandemic has pushed the whole world into a recession. Unemployment numbers will continue to rise like crazy. A lot of businesses will go bankrupt because won't be able to sustain during these hard times. Even big and strong companies will start having financial issues. And yes, I know the Fed and the government are trying to help businesses as much as possible. As of April 8th, the Fed said that they will maintain rates near to zero until the economy has surpassed this situation. This decision is made to help businesses. If they need to ask for a loan, don't be charged a huge interest rate and be able to pay the loan back during this pandemic. But the truth is that businesses do not need another loan. They need free money, even though that sounds very, very crazy, I know. Also, the Fed announced last Thursday new programs designed to add $2.3 trillion in loan for businesses. They are doing everything they have available to be able to sustain the whole country's economy and avoid a major impact on it. But will it be enough? The second thing I want to talk about in this video is the stock market being crazy. First, it converted into a bear market and then had a big rally of its lows in less than 3 weeks, created a high volatility on it. The S&P 500 was down 34% since February until March 23rd, and now it's being up almost 25% in less than 3 weeks. As well as the Dow Jones was down 36.37%, and now it's up like crazy 27.50%. This last week that just passed was the best weekly performance in the market since 1933. And normally these moves that we're seeing right now would normally take days, and now they're happening in minutes. This market comeback has actually happened because of three main things. The first one is an improvement in the coronavirus outbreak, since Dr. Fauci said that the death toll could be 60,000 people instead of what Mr. Trump said, 100,000. Second, because of the monetary and fiscal stimulus money, which I will be talking later in the video. And third, the stabilization in oil prices, which I will be explaining later in the video as well. Stock prices are always based on how the world is expecting it will look in the future, not the present. And this current market pricing says the investors are counting on a speedy rebound on the economy. If this does not go much longer than expected, if it really is 3 to 6 month event from the time we turn the switch on the economy off to when we turn it on, then markets have already accounted for that and are looking ahead. It could be that the virus stays hot and this situation stays in place for 3 or 4 quarters, and we are not priced for that. So basically, the current stock market pricing is assuming that a series of failures like the unemployment rates to increase like crazy or drops in income causing mass closure of businesses are not going to happen. And that, in my opinion, is not good, because really it's impossible to know how this will end if we still don't have any cure or vaccination at this moment for the virus. Now, let me explain to you what is being happening with the oil prices war. It all started when Russia and Saudi Arabia, two of the largest oil producers, were set to increase their production drastically this month of April 2020. Since 2017, all OPEC countries decided to reduce their supply, as you can see here in the chart. The last cut was on January of this year, 2020. On January, people started to question the future of oil demand because of the virus situation, since so many countries are on lockdown and air travel has decreased drastically as well. As the virus situation increased, the OPEC decided to extend voluntary production cuts to the end of this year, but Russia decided that they were not going to cut production, and after that, Saudi Arabia responded by offering discounts on its oil and announcing that it would increase production. It's important to know that Saudi Arabia has the cheapest oil production, and that allows them to drop the price the lowest they want, making other countries impossible to stay profitable, even though Russia is in far better shape financially than Saudi Arabia. Analysts actually explain that Russia decided to do all that just to target the US, since US oil production has surpassed both Russia and Saudi Arabia since 2008. And lowering the prices would cause a big decline in US oil production. Right after all this started, Trump threatened to impose tariffs on oil imports in order to help that little war end, since it could cause a very big damage in the market and for a lot of companies here in the US. The Saudi-Russia pact, if it holds, is a victory for Mr. Trump. It would cut global production by as much as 20 million barrels a day if other producers agreed to the necessary reductions. Russia would agree to cut production by 2 million barrels of oil a day and Saudi Arabia by 3.3 million barrels. Now, between March 15th and April 4th, 16.8 million workers applied for unemployment insurance, and we are nowhere near the end of this situation. And what should we expect for next week? We have big bank earnings, Wells Fargo and JP Morgan on Tuesday, Bank of America, Citibank, and Goldman Sachs on Wednesday. I uploaded a video last week talking more in depth about the 4 biggest US banks, analyzing their fundamentals and giving you guys my opinion on banks before their earnings. I will be linking that video down below in the description. I will leave a tab right here. Johnson & Johnson will also have earnings on Tuesday, which has a market cap of $372.33 billion and a PE of 25. Analysts are expecting them to decrease their revenue by 3.10%. for this quarter, so we have to see how it goes next week, and a total decrease of 2.10% for this year 2020. An important news about this company is that they announced on March 30th a lead vaccination candidate for the virus. Bunch of other companies are reporting earnings this week, as you can see here in the calendar, and in my opinion, we will be able to see the effect of this crisis during this week's earnings. But still, I believe, or really know, that no company will be able to tell us what to expect for their company in the near future, because it's impossible to know when this will end and how much it will affect financially everyone. Another thing coming next week is the most wanted stimulus check. I did a video last week talking more in depth how this will work, who is eligible for it, and how we're going to receive this check. I will be linking it down below in the description, but everyone is expecting to receive this check between Monday and Friday. So if you don't receive it on Monday, it's okay, take it easy, because you might receive it on Tuesday or Friday. Now, I can't really tell you that this whole nightmare might be over this week or next week, and that the market will continue its rally, because it's impossible to know. But I do think this is not over, and the uncertainty and volatility will not be over until we finally have a vaccination and or a cure for the virus. That was all for this video, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you really enjoy it and that you like this new playlist about financial news every Sunday. Don't forget to subscribe, smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm to show some love to this channel. Stay safe, stay home. Thank you, and see you next time. Also, the Fed announced last Thursday